What's up, everybody? We are back. John Delarose here, delarose.com. That's DELARROZ.com. Head to the newsletter in my description below and sign up and get a free graphic novel. If you like Supergirl, you're going to love that graphic novel, and I really hope you'll continue along with My Flying Sparks there. So, if you've been following, I've been going through almost all of Supergirl through the course of this. Just plowing through everything, and I've gotten almost all the character done at this point. There's not a ton of Supergirl stories out there, but we're going through the new 52 now, which is by Mike Johnson and Mahmoud Asrar, who I really like Mahmoud's art, and Michael Green also did the co-writing of this, who I'm not familiar with, but there we go. It starts out, this volume, actually George Perez does one issue for some reason. And Supergirl rescues this strange gal who kind of appeared in the last one, who's really annoying, I gotta tell you. So she can talk. She's got a power where she can talk in different languages, and is all gung-ho about Supergirl. And Supergirl can understand her because it's a Kryptonian. So they kind of bond and hang out, and it turns out she's a musician, of course, arty stuff. I like George Perez's art all right. This is not some of his best work from what I've seen, but it's okay. Does a lot of the, what I like to, which is not typical of his art so much. I always pick out the little open mouth faces that I see in comics a lot of the time. And that expression, when it gets done all the time in every panel, tends to make everybody's expression look the same. Also, is not very pretty to look at, so I don't enjoy that look on comics. And there we go. Unfortunately, like I said, it happens in every panel, so there's no real difference of expression. But it turns out the gal is related to the Silver Banshee, and then that issue ends, and we get back into Mahmoud Asrar's art. So I'm a lot happier from this point forward. I just think his art really shines a lot more. The Silver Banshee is the daughter of the Black Banshee, and Silver Banshee's always kind of been a Supergirl villain, just thrown into the Supergirl books. I don't know why, I guess just because she's female, and so then she gets the female villain, and that's kind of how it goes. But we get a knockdown, drag-out fight in this one with Mahmoud Asrar's beautiful art, and it continues. Supergirl then goes kind of into this, like, hell world where she revisits her past on Krypton that's like inside the Black Banshee, and she has to kind of fight her way out of that and back into reality. When she does, she rescues Silver Banshee's brother, and they kind of whisk off. All right, next we get into a new storyline where she's hanging out at their apartment. She flirts with the brother a little bit. It's obviously a budding romance. Mike Johnson's a TV writer, and the romance stuff comes off a lot like TV romance, where it's like you can tell they're trying to set something up here, and there's going to be some highs and lows and problems, and that's what's going to go down. But Supergirl gets attacked by this being, and it's like an armor that can form a bunch of stuff, and she has to deal with it. And then she's like, you know what? I actually don't want to impose upon you guys because you're going to get hurt just by being around me, so I'm going to go off. And so that's that at that point. We get her dealing with the Fortress of Solitude and learn that part of her little ship crashed at the bottom of the ocean. Now this is weird. The art kind of changes again, and I don't know, is this just the inker that's the deal? Cam Smith, Mark Deering, and Mahmoud Asrar are the inkers here. Let's see who it is earlier in the deal. Mahmoud Asrar does all the inking himself. So maybe the inking does change things a little bit because her facial structure changes quite a bit in this issue, which is a little distracting from what's going on compared to the earlier issues. I didn't enjoy it as much, but I guess Mahmoud Asrar ran out of time, so he couldn't do all of his own inking, and that goes to show that those detailed expressions and things like that do change based on who the inkers are, and inkers should get a little more attention subsequently because of that. But she finds her little underground thing, and it turns out that her villain from the first volume, Simon Tycho, is down there and has discovered it too. Now this actually ends the storyline of Volume 2, and so it ends in a cliffhanger, wanting you to go on to Volume 3, I guess. Here's Mahmoud Asrar's art, where I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I love that. Beautiful stuff right there. And then we get a issue 0. and maybe this was part of the time, because I think this was a little longer than the other issues also. And this goes back into Krypton days, and we kind of learn the story of how she was, kind of expelled from Krypton as they were getting destroyed, and she gets shot off in her little pod to Earth. So another retelling of the origin. It's just like, I've seen those Superman, yeah, I say Superman, it's the same as Supergirl pretty much, where she gets shot off in the rocket and all that so many times at this point. Like, I don't need another Superman / Supergirl origin. So a little disappointing end of the deal, and it cut off mid-storyline, not making for the best of trade paperbacks. But I do like the Simon Tycho character. I do like this whole metallic design of this weird monster bug thing that he's got going overall. So that's the main storyline's doing very well at that point, and flowing very nicely. So finally, Supergirl feels like her own book, not like a subset of a Superman book, which it did in the volume prior to the New 52. So good stuff. I'm really enjoying it overall, and I look forward to continuing this. I think there's 4 or 5 more volumes left of the New 52 Supergirl. And yeah, good stuff. Call this a 7.5 out of 10 overall, just because that zero issue was unnecessary, in my opinion. Seemed like an editorial directive mandate rather than something that was useful for the story at the time. All right, hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you soon.